Coming out of the arcades, Pitfall was introduced on the Atari 2600 on April 20th in 1982.
Now, this is a game that could only exist on console. That was what it was made for. Arcades were all about trying to get your money away in 2 minutes.
Yep.
Pitfall is a game about trying to accomplish a whole lot in less than 20 minutes, but you're going to need almost all that time. Pitfall does have an ending. It's possible to collect every piece of treasure in Pitfall. That world is a map. I mean, those aren't randomized screens.
Right.
You can get around and navigate that area, and learning the precise order to do it in it could take a dedicated player months of mapping and exploring. In that sense, it really is a predecessor to the exploratory platformer. And when David Crane designed this thing, he started with a little running man. That was hard enough to do on the 2600, just get a little guy to run. It's like, well, where's he running? He's running in a forest. What's he running from? What's he running to? What's he jumping over? And then gradually this game world built up around it.
Yeah, there's other games that probably did it, but it's the very first prominent one where the objective is go right. You know what I mean?
Actually, if you're a pro player in Pitfall, you know to run left. And the reason for that is if you die, you always drop down on the left side of the screen on the other side of what killed you.
Oh, interesting.
Fun fact there.
School's in session. Yeah.
Pitfall is the second best-selling game for the Atari 2600, behind Pac-Man, which was a terrible version of Pac-Man.
The worst version of Pac-Man.
But I wonder if it got a bump from Raiders of the Lost Ark, which had just been released the year prior.
Interesting, yeah.
That makes sense.
And that was such a phenomenon.
And that when you got a little vine going across there.
It was also just highly addictive as well, Pitfall.
Oh, it's a solid game. I played it as a kid. Never got anywhere close to beating it when I was young. But it was so much fun to hop on those little alligator heads and try to.
Yeah, it was the first. The Cubert was my first love, but I told you my older sister had a 2600, and Pitfall was the first game I played.
Yeah.
Was the setting kind of new and different for games
The jungle
at the
setting,
time?
kind of. It was also 82 was also the Jungle Hunt came out in arcades. So you had these two games, one in arcades, one on.
Right.
On
And they
home
kind of
console.
expressed what you were trying to accomplish with different platforms. Jungle Hunt was a linear, highly dangerous, quick kind of run and jump and swim type game, and Pitfall was much more exploratory and kind of long term. So it's two different ideas based on what they were trying to accomplish.
Sure.